Alright, what's good, fellas? I'm gonna make this video on my drive to the gym right now, but today what I want to talk about is regarding trading and falling into the ICT, SMC influencer trap, right? And let me elaborate on this trap. These people, these influencers, Mike Huddleton, or whatever his name is, ICT, they make you believe and persuade you to believe that ICT is the only way to trade and that ICT is the only profitable methodology. All retail traders are broke and they don't win. All retail traders, they get stop hunted, low win rate, whatever it is. This is the biggest cap you will ever fucking hear. And this is a marketing ploy to basically get you to marry their philosophy regarding trading and their methodology so they can sell you a course, most likely. Most of ICT's money has come from course sales. And he purposefully makes everything so complicated and so just anal so that you think trading's a lot harder than it is. So you feel like you need to buy his course to fully grasp the concepts. But when in reality, right, obviously that stuff works. That's the whole point. Everything works. You know what I mean? You can make money buying off of support, selling off resistance, you know what I mean? Buying off demand zones, selling out of supply zones, trend line breaks, EMA crossovers, Fu Manchu, MACD, Fibonacci, everything works. It's just a matter of finding a methodology and a system where you can see the market and you understand why price is moving and where it's likely to move next. And this isn't about predicting where price is going to go because nobody can predict, but it's about creating a system where you have a set win rate and an average risk to reward that deems profitable results. You know what I mean? I just did a backtesting today. And I got stuck in this trap. So I've been, for the past basically year and a half, I've strictly ditched all retail, anything to do with retail trading basically. I've only used ICT sort of concepts. And these concepts consisted of mainly this 2022 mentorship model where I used a liquidity sweep, break of structure, and then enter on that retrace and took a fair value gap. But in reality, that works and I see it working, but that alone isn't going to make you profitable because there are so many liquidity sweeps and breaks of structure. You have to figure out how to decide which ones you want to take. And what I learned and what I figured out today, it really clicked with me, is you have to go into a higher time frame, right? And you can still use ICT concepts to determine your bias. But for me, in my brain, I really understand the market in terms of supply and demand. For me, that's just how I see the market best. In terms of supply, demand, and then using what I added today were 3 EMAs, the 12-day moving average, the 50-day, and the 200. And that, man, this backtesting session was one of the most profitable I've ever had. 47% win rate out of 20 trades too. So that's not a small sample size. Obviously, it's not the biggest, and I'm gonna keep testing. But my average risk to reward was a 3, and I accomplished these stats from blending everything together in a way that my brain can understand and see the clear picture of what's happening. So today, one example of a trade was price on the higher time frame was coming out of a supply zone. So there were a bunch of old highs, and then price broke structure on the 4-hour, and then all the EMAs were aligned to confirm the downtrend. The 12 was at the bottom, the 50, then the 200. Everything was looking good. And then I was just taking my fib from what I was doing before, the fib, and I was using the ICT the entry model on basically framing the trade, but I was using retail concepts to determine the bias and the direction. And then, man, this was working out beautifully. And then on the 4-hour, I would look at the EMAs as well, and most of the time, where my 75% retrace would be, usually in a fair value gap or an order block, I would also see that it's backed up by either the 50 or the 200 moving average, which is just an extra confluence for me, you know what I mean? If I find a range, if I look for a range, right, and then the 200 is way below, say we're selling here, if I look for this is going to be hard to envision if you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but this is kind of just a rant for me. If I enter, whoa, some motherfucker just littered all over the road, man. What a bum. But if you are trying to look for ranges to go short in, and then you draw out your fib, and then where your entry is way above the 200 moving average in a downtrend, then that is not a good sell. Like, why would you sell there? Price is literally ripping through all of the moving averages, which act as legit resistance. You know what I mean? But in some of the ranges that I just took, some of the shorts I took, the entry was lined up perfectly with the 50 or the 200 moving average, which added extra confidence, and then those trades worked out. Like, it's a matter of finding what works for you. And I really, really want to preface this to help you guys out. Don't get stuck in this influencer bubble thinking there's only one way to make this shit work. Trading is an art. It's a way to express yourself because you have the choice on how to trade and what to do. But at the end of the day, the choice is up to you, and everything could work. There are a million ways to skin a cat. You don't have to trade one way just because you watch someone on YouTube and they're profitable. That method might work for them, but it might not work for you. So you have to go into the charts, put the time in, and determine and figure out how the fuck can you see the chart in a clear way that you can make consistently profitable trades in, you know? So that's pretty much it. I just wanted to go over that real quick because that me being stuck in that closed-minded mindset really hindered my progress, I feel like, because if I would have experimented more with supply and demand and using moving averages along with my ICT knowledge, I feel like that is the bread and butter, and that is what can help you get to that next level. Because once you have an edge in the market, and I feel like I do now it's just down to psychology, which is like being able to implement the edge with proper risk management, and then the next step would just be scaling. So once I'm able to show and prove to myself that I have this edge and I can apply it in real time, then it's a matter of scaling, buying 100K accounts, 200K accounts, and leveraging that money into personal accounts. And I'm very, very confident that one day I will be trading a personal account with over 7 figures in it. Mark my words. That is one of my all-time goals. And then I heard also other people on FX Summit, they were saying that like some of these crazy rich motherfuckers were literally just trading supply and resistance, and they were making so much bread. Simplicity is the key, because if your shit is too complicated, you'll overthink shit and you'll take bad setups. You'll get angry and you'll try to force things. But if your system is so simple that it's hard to mess up, then it'll be harder for you to mess up. It's common sense. But all in all, thanks for listening. At the gym now, about to get a sick lift in, try to get swole. Deuces.